right, on the front row, we got Armada to the inside, Coop to the outside. Then we got Roman and Blake, Detail and Opex, again, inside to outside throughout all the rows. Then DJ and Matt, and then Luke and Slaunch. Slaunch making it here for Moto 2, and we're green for Lime Rock Moto 2. A lot of big runs early on. It looks like, I think Roman taking the early lead. Blake running in second behind him. Then Coop and Detail, who we're on board with right now. This moto is going to be the same length as always as the first moto, so it's going to be 18 laps. Different strats coming out of the drivers for Moto 2. And of course, things going to shake up a bit with Slaunch being included in this one. Again, he tried his hardest to make it to Moto 1, and the game was just not having it. But Moto 2, luckily, we're able to get him in the lobby. And I'll hit you with this spoiler. He actually makes it. Through the whole race. So, yeah, really nice to see, because the first week was totally fine for him and pretty much everybody. And then now it's been a struggle recently. So it was nice to get that figured out for this moto at least. And, you know, hopefully he can get it pretty consistent from here on out. Here we have Blake. Blake overtook the lead from Roman, but Roman's still in second, trying to stay close behind. It's a really good opportunity for Blake. Start of this race, obviously a lot of incidents last race, going off track a lot, but if he can keep it clean, he's got a ton of track position here and can maybe have a better running. Go on board with Luke. Oh, wow. I'm going to correct it a little bit there. A little bit of grass action. Trying to get by Matt here early on. Slaunch leading this little group right here, or leading on screen. Now we see Armada, and we go on Armada's rear cam, and look at this. Got some hungry drivers. Oh, might even be a 3 wide. Okay, Luke backs out of it. Was looking pretty suspect for a moment. And Slaunch actually losing a little bit of speed on the inside right there. Luke going to stick it around the outside, going to get around him. And Armada trying to hold on to this position the best that he can. Here comes Luke around the outside again. Oh, Armada gets a little loose. Oh my god. In the grass for Luke right there. Okay, now it sorts itself out. Armada's going to tuck back in behind and follow suit. Oh, that looks a little wide. Yep, Detail going to go into the grass. Unfortunate. Going to try to gather it up. He's going to spin it out. Oh, that was really close. Let's get an onboard view of that with Matt. Yeah, look at that. That was super, super close. Matt with DJ there too. So, yeah, probably didn't have that much room to go much further over to the right. But yeah, that was a spooky moment. But unfortunate for Detail going in the grass and spinning it around. Yeah, going to be a really tough start. He's going to have to try to recover from that one. Obviously going to lose a lot of track position off that. Like I mentioned many times in Moto 1, Lime Rock, very, very unforgiving. I think probably the most unforgiving of all the tracks that we have on our current schedule. And again, like, you know, the sand traps on Maple Valley seem pretty rough, but after some of the incidents on this one, oh, Armada, hold on to it. Okay. Oh, a little bit of contact, but he does get it back on track. Nice. But after this race, I think some drivers may be missing the sand traps, because they do slow you down quite a bit, but that can be a good thing, you know? If you're out of control, if you're super out of control, and you're going to go into the wall or like really wreck, spin it out, then the sand traps could actually be a nice thing. It'd be better to slow you down and get back on track, get back to your race than, you know, fully wrecking. But on Lime Rock, we've just got a bunch of grass, and, you know, it's pretty dangerous. It's pretty dangerous on this tight track here. Got Luke trying to get around Roman. He's going to complete the pass right there. Just a lot of action early on in Moto 2. A lot of these positions still getting sorted. A lot of different strategies throughout the field. These Moto 2 starts are absolutely nuts. Most of our races. Here we go back on board with Matt. He's behind Coop here. And going to try to get around him potentially. In this last corner, Coop. Oh, Coop. Oh, no, it snaps loose at the last. I thought he had it. You could see it right there. He was loose already, and he was in the process of saving it, and then I'm not sure if it just snapped on him or if he tried to like overcorrect it a little bit. But either way, ends up sending it out into the grass. I do think he kept it off the wall, so that's the, you know, the silver lining right there. But yeah, really close moment for Coop. Almost had it gathered up and just couldn't quite get it there. Now we're back to onboard with Matt. Look at this crazy battle action that we have in the middle of the field right here. Roman, Armada, and DJ, and again on board with Matt, and it's just absolutely insane and super close right now. Oh, Roman and Armada make contact. Oh, even more contact. Here comes Matt with a big run. Oh, that was close. Wow. Let's take a look at some different angles of that. And you can see on the wheel how much Armada, he had an absolute handful right there. Yeah, trying his best. You see, they were already losing it, and then Deech went for a crossover and got just a little bit of contact on Armada and Roman were just on top of each other right there, and just could not get off each other. And DJ and Matt were eventually able to keep it straight and get on by. But yeah, that was really close. That was really close action right there. Multiple instances right there where that could have been a huge pileup, but luckily, you know, there's a little bit of beating and banging, a little bit of sideways action, but for the most part, everybody was able to keep it on track, which is nice to see, because that could have been bad. That could have been bad. There was multiple moments right there where that could have been really, really bad. So back to on board with Blake, and I do want to point out right now that the ticker, sometimes this happens in the replays. I don't know why it happens or what causes it, but sometimes it happens. It is messed up a little bit in this one, so Blake is actually your leader right now. So it's Blake, Luke, Opix, Slaunch. And then it gets messy. Is it Coop Roman right now? I don't think it is. I think it's Blake, Luke, Opix, Slaunch. Actually, it might be Coop Roman. And then, yeah, it might be right now. And then DJ, Matt, Armada, Detail. Yeah, I think that's how it is. It's hard to tell exactly where it messes up, but yeah, I believe it's Blake, Luke, Opix, Slaunch, Coop, Roman, DJ, Matt, Armada, Detail. So, yeah, I don't know why the ticker is messed up. I don't know why Blake is in 5th and why some of those other drivers are lined up at the front. But I just wanted to point that out, that the ticker and the interval that we see in-game is a bit off right now. And speaking of a bit off, Armada is a bit off of the track. Unfortunate right there. Just gets it in a little too deep into turn 1 and goes into the grass. We've seen multiple drivers do that, and we will probably see it happen another couple times before the race is over. This track has proved multiple times in these, well, in this first like moto and a half-ish, to just be absolutely brutal, and that continues. So I'm sure it's not the end of that. Look at this. I believe we could see it on the interval. Now this part is at least correct. It does show the pitting, and Blake goes into the pits. He started this race on the softs, and he's going to be doing that softs to the hards strategy. So obviously that got him a lot of track position, got him some clean air, some good laps early on, and he's going to be going into the pits right now and coming back out into a bit more traffic. That's going to cycle Luke to the lead. But I believe Blake is the first person to pit on track, so we'll have to see how everything exactly cycles out there. And I do believe that order was correct now that I see it. So again, now it's Luke, Opix, Slaunch, that's their top 3, and then everybody in order, and then it resets to the top to where it's like DJ, Matt, Detail, Armada, who are like, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7. So I don't know why it's broken, but just trying to help out the best that I can. All right, well, hopefully you get the idea of like how the order is messed up now, and you can still like somewhat follow the ticker now that you know like how it's messed up, essentially. We should be getting pretty close to more pit stops here soon. We're coming up on the interval for the mediums runners, which is probably most of the field. Although I actually do think a decent amount of people opted for hards on this track, so maybe not as many as we've had in the past, where it's mostly mediums runners. But yeah, we should see more. We had Blake already because he was on the softs. So we should see these mediums runners pitting shortly. You see one of them right there. I believe that Armada started on the medium, so you see him taking his pit right there. And again, we should have some people following him here shortly too. So on board with Matt for a bit, mid part of the race. A lot of chaos early on. Things have started to settle out a bit, but we do have a lot of different strategies at play. So I think things are brewing up a bit. Here we go. So yeah, Luke, Opix. Yep, this is going to be the big group of people pitting. So Luke, Opix, Armada was in a bit early. And I think we should see some more. I would think at least one or two more in here. I'll keep an eye out for it. We'll see where they cycle out to as well. Coop in the pits as well. And we just saw that's Luke actually right there in front of Blake. So Luke actually did cycle back out to the lead, ran some really good laps while Blake while Blake was on his pit cycle. And so when Luke ended up taking his pit, he was able to come out in the lead. So Luke going up to the lead, Blake going to second. Blake's still in a really good position this race, though. He's not too far behind Luke, and I think he's got a pretty sizable gap on third place as well. So Blake's still in a very good position, although to be fair, he is on the hards. He is on the slowest compound. So, you know, you'd have to imagine the people behind him will probably be making up some time. That's going to be going in the pits here. You know, having that track position can be a big advantage. I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen a lot of people, you know, if they're going to start on hards, well, that's the thing, right? They start on hards. We haven't seen too many people go for the softs hards, right? In theory, it's the same strategy, hards, softs, softs, hards. Just taking them at different points in the race. Roman going in here as well. But we've seen a lot of people start races on the hards, then go to the softs. We have not seen much of the opposite. I wonder if we see more of the opposite in our later races, because especially if you start in the first 2 rows, I actually do think there's quite an advantage that you can get from the track position that, you know, starting on the softs offers you. And, you know, ideally you can, if you're on those first 2 rows, you can get out front early. You can get that, you know, you can get that clean air early on the fastest compound. And then, you know, you're pitting early, so you kind of end up on a different cycle. That can work out really well too. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it more. I am kind of surprised, actually, I should say, that we don't see it more, because again, like starting in those first 2 rows, I do think there's quite an advantage to it. It doesn't surprise me that we see a lot of people starting on hards, because I feel like it tends to be a lot of the front runners, you know, from the first moto that are starting towards the back that do that. Starting on the hards and then going into the softs from that starting position makes sense to me. But again, I'm surprised that we see so many people up front opt for mediums. I think Detail going in for his pit here. So many people up front opt for mediums and not, you know, more of them risking it on the softs and trying to do something different and make something happen with that early race track position. But again, we'll see. We'll see. I think we'll see, you know, more people start to opt for that potentially in the last couple races, but, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Detail cycles out in front of Roman here. Roman, who I believe, did he? I think he went back to normal this race. I think he went back to normal. I don't think he's doing his double soft risky strat again, but I could be wrong. I'll have to ask him. DJ and Slaunch. So those are 2 of the hard runners, and that's kind of what I was saying, like, you know, Deech and Slaunch. Well, Slaunch started in the back from not being able to make the start of the first race. And, you know, Deech obviously having a good podium finish, so they were both towards the back, and they both started on hards. And again, from that track position, that makes sense to me. So they're going to be on softs, and they're going to be on that fast compound. And this race is starting to get, you know, closer to the end. And I think that the end of this race is going to be quite interesting. So update on your order, it's Luke, Blake, who, again, I think those top 2 are pretty secure right now. Blake has a really nice gap for third. And then we have Opix. And then we have Opix in third. And then here you see, I think, like, Matt, Slaunch, DJ. So I might have messed up the order a little bit. But yeah, Opix, then Slaunch. And then I think Coop and Roman are kind of messed up at this point, because I'm pretty sure they are actually at the back. I believe it's Matt and DJ who are behind Slaunch. So I think what we're seeing here on track is I think things are going to get really interesting for this podium position. So Opix is leading it right now. He's got the 3rd place podium spot right now, but Slaunch is behind him on the softs and making up big ground. I believe Matt's behind him on the mediums and making up decent ground. We see Detail going for a pass on Coop here. And yeah, that definitely confirms that the ticker is just cheesed. I don't know exactly what's going on there. But yeah, so Matt, DJ and Slaunch on softs behind Opix, and on softs they already had pretty good pace, but on softs for sure they're going to be making gains. And then Matt is still pretty quick on this track. I believe he's on the mediums, but I believe he's picking up more time than Opix on those mediums as well. So basically, it's going to be a really interesting end of the race, where I think a ton of gains are being made on each other between those 4 drivers for that 3rd place spot. And they're not exactly like duking it out on track right now, but the way times are looking, yeah, here you go. It's going to be a fight very soon. And here you see it. Matt right behind Opix. Go to the onboard view. Matt right behind Opix, and then Matt's got Slaunch and DJ behind him. So yeah, it's like Opix and Matt leading with the mediums, and then Slaunch and DJ on the softs behind. So you can do the math with the tire strategy there. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting, especially with the fact that Matt and Opix are gonna be battling here shortly. And yeah, Matt having a look to the inside, not quite able to get there. But you can see he's got some pace, and he's looking for an opening on Opix to try to get around him. And he wants to try to get around him soon because, again, he has Slaunch and DJ rapidly approaching behind. You can see it because the ticker is so messed up. Take a look at the track map on the top right. You can better see kind of like where people are. And, oh, wow, Matt has a big run on the exit. Opix is going to give up that outside and just let Matt have it with the big run that he has. Opix maybe going to try to dive back to the inside to try to defend this, and there it is. That's exactly what he's going to do. Matt not able to complete the pass quite yet, but he's carrying good momentum. Opix big dive, trying to take that track position. Oh, Matt getting a little loose. Matt might be able to eventually complete the pass here, and he is going to be able to. Opix with a great defense there, but not able to hold on. And now, and look at how much they've gained. Look at how much they've gained. Opix has got Slaunch right behind him, and then DJ is not that many car lengths behind Slaunch, so this is going to get very, very interesting. Matt needs to try to keep things clean and try to get as much time as he can before Slaunch and DJ get to Opix if Matt wants to try to hold on to that third place position. Because Opix and DJ DJ and Slaunch are gaining rapidly. Oh, wait, big loose for Matt right there. Oh, that's not what he needed. Look at this, big gains for Slaunch. Opix is going to get around too. Wow, Slaunch might be able to carry that all the way to Opix, but look at this replay. There you see it. That's what happened. Matt just a little too far over on entry. You see how sideways he got. It was a big save. It's a good save to give credit there, but yeah, that's a big mistake. Really needed to keep it clean there because I think that was his opportunity to get another podium, but that gives up a ton of ground. It's going to give up 2 spots. And look at this. Slaunch is going to take it. It might even be a double pass. Is he going to be able to complete that? He dives it in heavy on the inside, too heavy, swings out wide. Opix is going to be defending that. Going to get the track position back. Oh, they make contact right there. Opix trying his best to defend this as he knows they're on the better tire. Oh, this could get weird. Oh, my God. Double wides here. DJ now to the inside of Matt. Slaunch to the inside of Opix. Slaunch completes the pass right there. DJ completes the pass on Matt, but this might not be it for a battling here. Yep, here we go. DJ with a big run on the softs right behind. Oh, wow, he's carrying the momentum all the way. Running out of time here. Gotta go. There's not that much time remaining. Oh, a little bit of contact. Hold on to it. Okay, very, very close right there. They're able to keep it on track. And that sets up Matt. Here we go. We're going to look at the replay. Sets up Matt for a big run. Oh, very, very close right there. But you can see the momentum that he's carrying. He's not going to be able to carry it into the last corner, unfortunately. DJ able to stop that. It's going to give Opix an opportunity to get back to Matt as Matt's not able to get the run that he hopes for in the last corner. And we're on the white flag right now. This is exactly what I was talking about. All this battling. Just, culminating to this final lap. And Opix with another big late dive. Maybe one last opportunity. He gets the slide job, essentially. Dirt tracking it a little bit. Whoa! Matt with some contact right there. Big momentum. Opix trying to hold on to this. Oh, my God. They are getting aggressive at the end of this race. Opix trying to hold the left side. Matt with an opening now on the right. And, oh, no. Opix off into the grass. I'll take a look at a replay. I'm pretty sure he did have enough room right there. But I think with the crazy last lap battle, and I do think he pit a little bit earlier than Matt did, so I think Opix's mediums are maybe a little bit more cooked as we shoot to Luke taking the race win and Blake taking second, and then it ended up being Slaunch on the podium, DJ, and then Matt running at the top 5, and then their Opix in 6th. Wow, crazy battling right there. And then here we have 7th and 8th, and it's actually a battle. I think something got cheesed with Detail. And we saw him pass Coop earlier, but Coop got back around, and now Detail trying to pass Coop back on the last lap and see if he can be able to do it. I don't know if he's going to be able to. He had to be a little bit closer going into the last turn, I think, but he's going to be carrying a lot of momentum. He's going to have the draft. I don't think that's a big enough run, but here we go. Maybe it is. Oh, Coop defending it. Oh, and yep, Coop's going to hold on to it for 7th. Detail going to finish 8th. Oh my God, crazy race. I believe Roman, I lost track of Roman here. My bad for not showing Roman. I believe Roman 9th. We'll have to double check all that. And Armada going to close out in 10th. And unfortunately, our parade lap got cheesed. So a lot of action there at the end. Crazy race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you for Brands Hatch.